Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, will be.
What?
Make sure that gets my best side.
Did. I got you, baby. Look at this.
So one of those, so why are we having a camp? There we go. There we
Crap.
go, look at that.
Jeez.
I don't need it down lower. There we go. That's good. What happened there?
The Gavitz, it didn't work.
Oh boy. It's still not working. There you go. Don't mess too much. You make people sick. There we go. That's good. Why does it keep moving?
No, it's not moving.
Oh, there we go. Just had to catch up to us. All right.
Hey, Facebook. Good morning.
Facebook peeps.
I know, right?
So I have to leave at 8 again.
Dude, what? I have a whole hour by myself?
Sorry.
No,
We can plan it better. But we have a crazy busy Monday, man. Dr. Jackie's back now, so she was on vacation last week.
Cool.
So we're running full steam.
I'm listening to you.
I got you. Running full steam. Good day. What's it, 72 and sunny?
I know, right? Got to talk about. You're German, right? What are you?
German and Welsh. The name is Welsh, but all my relatives are German. Yeah.
We got to talk about German. Hey, Val. Good morning. All the way from Michigan. All right, let's rock and roll.
Good morning, Sun Prairie. Time to rise and shine.
What?
Time to pour the coffee with Bill.
He wants to be human.
Time to rise and shine with Bill.
He has all the ingredients for disaster.
Time to get going with Bill.
He is phenomenal.
Welcome to Baker Street with your host, Bill Baker.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Baker Street, and glad to be here this morning. It's a crappy day outside. What is it with the spring? Where is it? Where is our spring? Man, I don't know what's going on, but I know that I got some sunshine right here in the studio, because joining me this morning is a buddy of mine, Dr. Rob himself, back in studio. Why are we doing this? Because he didn't get a chance to finish conversations and do stuff last time, right?
And it was so fun. You have to keep doing fun things over and over.
Oh, that's what it's all about. I get up every Monday doing this. I mean, I used to do it every day.
I remember.
Oh, my God.
I didn't realize how much work that was.
It's not work.
No, it depends how you look at it, right?
It's not work if you're having fun. But,
Absolutely.
you know.
Passions are not work.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I love it. I love this. Hey, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. We're right here in beautiful Sun Prairie at the Sun Prairie Media Center studios, right outside the library, looking at the water tower over Rob's shoulder as we sit here. Hey, we're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie and, of course, the Baker Realty Group. And Pro Health Chiropractic this morning.
Always.
Always
there.
You're always in line.
We always have your back.
I love that.
Well, we used it a long time ago, but everyone uses that now. Even banks use that now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like a very common tagline for people.
Oh, we'll straighten you out.
Well, we can do that,
You know.
right? Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And we may talk about chiropractic. We may talk about that specially. I don't know. We're just going to have a free-for-all today and have conversations.
Tell your friends. This could be interesting.
This could be. We may not be on the radio anymore after today. I don't know, but it's going to be.
Well, we do have a 7-minute delay, so a 7-second delay.
Something like that.
We might need a 7-minute delay.
I have no idea how to hit that mute, by the way.
Okay.
Somebody, don't you have that cough button? I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's somewhere around here. Hey, we started this show. Well, we didn't start the show. Lisa Wolf started the show about 8 years ago, and I ended up taking it over when she had to leave, go to Columbus to be the director up there, and so what's fun is I'm doing air quotes on the radio, and they can't see it.
But the Facebook people can see you.
They can see us.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And you just told them you were doing, so the visual's there.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, we're going to talk about some. I was asking, are you German?
Yeah.
Just
More than half, probably 75%, I guess, if you look at my family lineage.
Yeah.
But the name is Welsh, but my grandparents were all German, yeah.
Cadwallader.
Cadwallader.
Man, I always mess
No,
up.
everyone does. It's okay.
Change it.
I've been alive for
Go to
53.
Smith.
Well, everyone has Smith, don't they? Or Jones?
Baker.
I've been alive for 53 years, and I just last year figured out how to say it properly. So,
You did?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Cadwallader, exactly.
Cadwallader.
Cadwallader.
I'll never forget
It's
it.
actually a first name too. If you go back in some history books, there's people on Senate here in the United States named Cadwallader. There's people out there, just not a lot of us.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious, my friend.
It is. It is.
I'll never forget it until we leave the studio.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Dr. Rob.
Yeah, that's easier, right?
Well, it's like Dr. Phil.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you look in the mirror and you look like you're fat, you're probably fat.
Well, then just buy my tapes.
Buy my tapes and stop eating so much damn food.
Hey, the guy made a lot of money.
He's still making a lot of
Yeah.
money. Thank you, Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you just need to be
It just
discovered
takes
by
some-
Oprah.
No, I don't care for Oprah too much.
Oh, you don't?
It just sometimes I don't like her.
Why?
She doesn't stand for the same values and principles I stand for overall.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we could go down that rabbit hole.
We could. We could. I don't.
Will we be on the air anymore after
Oh,
that?
sure. We can definitely do this
Okay, all right.
nicely. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not everybody who's famous has to be liked or admired by other people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we can all have our opinions on people, and I just don't really care for her too much.
Okay.
She's not. Here's the main thing with her, I think, is she's not congruent. Would be the word.
Not congruent.
I don't know that she walks her talk.
Oh, there you go.
Look, I mean, everything many things, not everything. I try not to use words like always,
Yeah.
any. Just there's certain words I don't want to use to tie yourself in. Never and always. And try not to use those words, right? But if you look at her history, there are things about her that she will say one thing and then do the opposite. So that's a bit of an issue for me when somebody doesn't stand behind what they say they're going to.
Well, I kind of do the same thing though.
Well, but we
I talk
expect
about
that.
going on a diet and changing my eating, and then I have the Big Mac. I mean.
Oh, yeah, right. But we expect that from you, right? no one's really upset that you had a Big Mac, though. At the end of the day, maybe Terry, but other than that,
No, she didn't care either.
Well, I know because she put that jar of peanut butter the day after Lent.
Oh
on the counter
man,
for you.
that's love, baby.
That is love.
That's
Well,
love.
Yeah, it is something, right?
Maybe she. I don't want to say she wants me to. Never
Well,
mind.
I would call it more enabling. That's what I would call
Enabling.
it. Enabling.
She knew I needed it.
Well, of course. After 40 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was Bogarting.
I bet you were.
Give me my peanut butter. Don't leave me the frick alone.
No, maybe that Jif could start sponsoring you here on the show.
They should.
Have you asked them yet?
Not yet. I should.
Product placement. Put a jar out on the counter.
Oh yeah. Let me do that right now. Let me just.
Do you have a jar?
Do I?
Here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I could maybe do an ad up
You
here.
could do a little ad for Jiffy peanut butter.
Maybe.
And it's all, remember, in the world, it's all about who you know. And who do you know that's related to Jif or knows somebody at Jif?
That's true. Hey, today, the reason I was asking about your heritage is we're going to talk about a group of people that are doing some genealogy, and we're going to talk about something that's going to happen here. We'll get to that in a little later, maybe in the second hour of the show when Dr. Rob has to go away and take care of people and stuff like that.
I love it, though.
I know. So do I.
know.
My sciatica's gone, baby. It's
Still gone. That's how it should be.
still gone.
Yeah.
Still gone.
Should be
but
gone forever, man.
I know, right? Uh-oh. Music's going to switch over, and it's going to ruined my feel here. There you go. I turned it off. But yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about. Do you like the Packers?
Well, I don't like really any NFL, to be honest.
What?
I don't like any NFL.
What?
I don't. I'm not really a fan of NFL. I like college.
Well, so do I, but
I have. Remember, my whole premise about me is real, right?
Yeah.
Being real. So I don't really care what other people, if they don't agree with me, that's their choice. If they don't like me, that's also their choice. None of my business. But I'm not an NFL fan.
What?
Yeah.
Packers?
Okay, I appreciate the Packers
Badgers.
that they're here, and actually, Dr. Kyle, who works with me, he owns the Packers. So,
so do I.
Well, okay, so when they're playing and they're messing up, I will call both of you.
Okay.
And ask you why you called that play.
Oh my gosh! Hey, we're going to talk about some of the players and that, and we may get into that second half. But you and I mean, last time you were here. There's something I want to talk about grocery shopping too.
Good.
Maybe we can get into that a little bit later.
Well,
but
anything. I think we're just going to be all over the place.
Well, we are, but that's it. But but you wanted to do some things today, and I thought, I'm going to bring you on here and make sure that you got your time.
Thanks. I appreciate that, yeah.
Well, it's a love, baby. It's in my heart.
I feel it right across this table.
I do want to say that if you want, you can watch us on Facebook Live right now. Go to the Sun Prairie Real Estate or Sun Prairie Media Center Facebook page. You can go to Baker William J. I'm about to throw it over to Rob's profile. You can watch it anywhere. You can call us on the phone, 608-825-0930, 608-825-0930. Chat with us there.
Or if you want us to talk about something that you want us to talk about, give us a call.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, we're not giving that.
Come on, let's do that.
We're not giving
that
it away,
go
baby.
all kinds of places. I love that, though. I love that spontaneous unknowing.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, though, I am so impressed with your operation.
Thank you.
And why am I impressed? Because I feel good.
Yeah.
And that sciatica was a pain in my butt.
Literally. Yeah. But the difference is, though, and I was just talking last night about this, is value. So you have to create value for people, right? And
all right.
if you're not able to create value, then how are they supposed to make a decision? And this happens often in our office because people will call, they'll see the commercial or something, they'll call. And the first question they have is, how much you charge?
Oh, it's always about money.
It can be, sure,
Yeah.
but what are you basing that on?
Well, their dinner last night at
Right. So,
at Buck and Honey's.
Well, yes, and also on air, congratulations to Tommy and Laura.
Oh yeah.
That I saw the pictures. Tommy's like a little kid, posting a picture every 10 minutes of him and Laura on there. That's cute as hell. So.
And if you don't know who we're talking about, Tom Anderson,
Yes.
Owner of Buck and Honey's.
All of them.
All of them. Of course so. Was married.
Yeah, he got married.
And married Laura, and it's about time. Damn it.
Well, somebody had to settle it down.
I know.
You know.
I know.
So that's good. No, that's good stuff. But yeah, people they'll go blow $200 on dinner, right? And then they call us and say, "What's your price?" But based on what? What are you comparing us to? Because as soon as you have a
They do that with any healthcare, though.
right, but then you're acting like healthcare is a commodity.
Well, it is.
It's not.
But I know, but people think it is.
They do, right? So they want the cheapest. So honestly, on air, I will give a shout out. If you want the absolute cheapest chiropractor in the area, it's the Joint. Go to the Joint. They're not going to do a history on you. They're not going to make you do an exam. They're not going to do anything on you. They're going to lay you down, crack you, send you out the door. That's it.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to really worry about what you're doing or if you're better or anything like that. There's no care plan. Just go get your cracked.
But I think what you're saying here is important because it's about how much are you investing in your health. And here's the thing too. We're spoiled as Americans, I think, because insurance. Everything has to be covered by insurance. Well, you know what? No, it doesn't. It's how much you going to invest in your body, in your health. Is it from chiropractic care, or is it nutrition? Is it working out? How much are you investing in that?
Well, and the word is investment. So people think it's an expense.
Sure.
But it's an investment. So people, I think to really change this around. Now, Medicare, for example, will not pay for maintenance care for people.
Maintenance of what?
Of chiropractic.
Medicare pays for chiropractic?
Medicare pays for chiropractic only till you are stable on where you came in for. So if you came in for neck pain, and the neck pain's not changing anymore, then they're done paying. So they won't pay for maintenance care. So if somebody were to come in once a month for a year for Medicare, right, with Medicare pays, they won't do that. They'd rather you come in several times for acute problems.
Okay.
And they'll pay for that. They'd rather pay for you to have a heart attack than to prevent it.
Well, of course. Back in my days in healthcare, they won't pay for any bathroom equipment. But after you fall and break your hip in the bathtub,
now you're good.
Now they give you the transfer bench and the shower head and all that stuff. They're idiots.
They are.
But it's political.
Well, isn't everything?
Yeah.
But I think if insurance were to do it right, they would say, look, we're going to pay for your gym membership. We're going to pay for your health food.
Right.
We're not going to pay for your Twinkies, but we will pay for your asparagus.
Sure.
We're going to pay for your sleep apparatus to help you sleep. So the things that you do well in life, if they paid for that, I think people would make better choices.
Right.
But they don't.
Sure.
Because, why would you go and pay for your own gym membership and my insurance. Well, look, that's like a backup plan. You shouldn't have to live on your insurance. It's not done right. Is the problem. People have gotten spoiled on that because there was a time when insurance paid for everything.
So I joined Prairie Athletic Club back in 1990. My monthly fee is $27.
Never quit.
And by the way, once you get into Prairie, your fee stays that fee for the rest of your life. Here's the thing: is I spend a couple $100 a month at Prairie Athletic Club on coaching and that with Craig and for Terry and I, and it's
you invest a couple $100 a month.
There you go. There's my guy, and that's what it's all about.
It is,
and it feels so much different.
Yes, it does.
But it's
And if you look at it as investment, then you'll get better outcomes from it too.
Yeah, I agree.
Because people look at money, and money makes people weird.
Sure.
How you're going to spend it, but it's all priorities. You might walk with a limp, but hey, you want to buy those season Packer tickets, so I'll just suffer with the limp.
Hey, I do have 2 Badger tickets. I'm trying to sell 2 Badger tickets. I have 4 tickets.
For what?
Football.
What game?
All of them. I have season ticket. Yeah. So if somebody's out there listening and you're interested in sitting next to Terry and I for football.
Why don't you tell me this off air first before people start blowing you up?
Well, you can just say, hey, bud, I'll take them, man.
I gotta look at my schedule, but I might take them. Especially if I get sit next to you and Terry.
Wait a minute, look at your schedule.
I'm gone a lot.
It's every Saturday. Well, then you can give them to your staff.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, as long as I get to sit next to Terry.
Oh, you're done. And I get to sit next to Jerry.
Of course.
All right, it's a win.
That'd be fun, man.
That's a win.
That is good. Okay.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Hey, I got to tell you, talking about Jerry, you've got a staff over there that's absolutely fantastic. Everybody. I mean, there's not one that I don't like.
Me neither.
I mean, you walk in and they're all smiling. Now, this sounds like I'm promoting Pro Health Chiropractic, and maybe I am, but this was not meant to be a commercial. It's just when you're happy about something, and then we started talking about radio. You're going to do a show here sooner or later, hopefully before I'm not in the ground. But
yeah, hopefully not. No, it's got to be, timing has to be right for it. I want to not start, stop. So after I get back here next week, I'm going to jump into that and get it going.
All right.
Yeah, should be fun.
You're always going somewhere. But back to your staff. You got an absolutely amazing staff.
Thank you. Yeah, they're for the limited staff we have. We're still trying to hire the right person. We do a lot of interviewing, and let's talk about the cost of an Indeed these days.
Indeed?
Oh my!
Hiring anybody. Period.
So we're spending upwards of $600 to $800 a month on ads to bring people, and they charge you per submission of application.
What?
Yeah. So we don't have to accept it. We have 48 hours to accept or deny. But you accept the application, and then the person doesn't show up for the interview. You still have to pay for it.
You got people not showing up for interviews?
Oh, more than not.
That is I've been told that across the board.
It's something, man. I think there's like some secret portal where there's an alternate universe where everybody's over there working jobs, and we're over here like can't find anybody.
Oh,
what happened to all the people?
Well, I don't know.
I know a lot of them retired.
I don't know.
I know that, but come on, man, it's rough. Everywhere, not just us.
We're trying. Well, the Lions Club. We're working on doing. It used to be known as the Taste of Sun Prairie. I hope it goes back to that. Justin Wilson, I hope you're not listening. My incoming president. But they're going to do nip and I can't remember what it's called. Tuck or something like that. You nibble and walk. That's what it's called.
Oh,
I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to go. I want to be down on the square.
That sounds messy, man.
It is. Well, wine walk's Thursday.
That sounds really messy after a few.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Good.
You're going to be out of town.
I'll be out of town.
Jerry going with you?
I don't know.
I'll take her.
All right.
Now
She might stay for sure. Well, at the beginning of the month, there's always so much to do at the office. We're trying to see if that timing works.
Oh man!
But if she's here, I'll let her know you can go with her.
But yeah, here's the thing. This the restaurants for Taste of Sun Prairie are saying no.
No to what?
Not doing this because they don't have staff
that's
to
true.
cover it for a day.
That's true. Yeah, I see it.
Man, I'm having a problem with that. Now Tommy doesn't.
That guy, he has. But when you again value,
right?
When you treat your staff that well and you take care of them,
they stay.
Yeah, if you have to offer them what they need and on top of that what they want.
Right.
That's two things you have to do. So. Yeah, he does a heck of a job, and I tell you that another place with great service is in there. It's just every time I'm in there, I might have to train a new person.
Right.
You know how it is. We're there so often.
We break them in.
Yeah, like I haven't met you yet. Like I've been here a year. Well, how come I've never met you? Well, I only do like Thursdays at lunch. I'm like, okay, well, that's why. But once we break them in, they get to know who we are. Then it's perfect. It's really good.
Well, you got your table. I got my table.
I know. I did sit at yours last week. I told you.
You did?
I did. Mine was full, so I had to go sit at yours.
Did it feel good?
Yeah, I like the view. It's a good view. I like my view better because I'm kind of hidden more where I sit.
Hey, well, you're kind of reserved.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second, right? Because I'm not at all. And go to your grocery shopping now.
Man, you want to talk about grocery?
And then I'm going to ask you some questions. Let's do grocery.
So here's the thing, folks. So I go grocery shopping. I have no problem. I love to go grocery shopping with Terry. Okay, and so what do I get to do? I get to push the grocery cart. I used to say I get to push the grocery cart, hold the purse, and hold the coupons. We don't have coupons anymore.
Right.
They're automatic coupons if you got your Pick and Save or whatever. We don't even go to Pick and Save. We go to Costco, and then we go to my new favorite place, Aldi's.
I've just not been there.
You've never been there? You got to take a quarter and go to Aldi's.
That's kind of why I won't go.
Why? It's so cool.
I just think it's another hoop, another hurdle.
Oh, God.
There's something in the way.
Oh, I said to her, the other day, why are we going to Aldi's instead of Pick and Save? She goes, this is a Swedish company, and they have higher standards for food than any other place. And when you see a cucumber that's individually wrapped, one cucumber.
Well, they do that. English cucumbers, they usually wrap.
They do that? Mm-hmm. English cucumbers. Well, thank God they're not Irish cucumbers mixed with the English. I don't know, but it might be good. It might come with a pint of Guinness. So when I go to the grocery, I don't know about you, but when I go to the grocery, I'm there and I'm in, because the best thing I make, Rob, is reservations, and I'm really good at it.
Me too. I'm like the lead star at Open Table.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
That's I knew we had something going here.
Right, we're good at that.
So I feel that and I don't cook. So I don't cook. Well,
I do.
You do?
Yeah,
I don't cook. No. You don't want me to cook. In fact, if I've cooked, maybe make a reservation at the ER for stomach pumping.
Why is that?
I have no interest.
Is that a learned behavior? Oh, no interest. That's why.
I have no interest
in it. It's
in
not a learned behavior. You just have no interest.
I eat to survive. So if that means I have to have an omelet at 8 at night because it's easy, bam, there it is.
Okay.
Jif peanut butter, little spoonful. My hunger pain is gone.
Good.
But I go to the grocery, and I have actually made a game out of this. Mm-hmm. I do, and I have a title for it. Do you know what it is?
Well, I do because you told me, but why don't you tell everyone else?
It's called Follow the Butt.
As in the anatomy part.
In the anatomy part.
Right.
I was going to say you can follow the ass too, but
not the
no,
not the conjunction.
But what irritates the hell out of me sometimes is that I'm pushing the cart.
Right.
And I don't have the shopping list, right? Because
sure.
Terry makes out this huge list of everything they're going to have. Got a little pen.
Oh.
She's going to cross it off when they get it and stuff like this. Yeah. And so you're going and you're shopping.
Yeah.
And she ends up behind me. And so then I stand there and I'm waiting.
You don't turn around?
Well, no, I'm waiting for her to come back around in front of me. And I'm sitting there.
You don't truly follow the butt.
Well, no, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
And I'm like, are you done here? I mean, we need to keep going here. Well, I was just looking at that. So then I'll say, is it on the list? She goes, oh, no, it's not on the list. I said, then let's continue.
Oh, you do that kind of shit.
Oh, I'm the
list only?
No, well, I am. If you make a list, you got to follow your list, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is I'm pushing the cart. You can't get too close. You can't get too far away. Mm-hmm. You have to follow the butt.
Right. So it's just right at the edge, top of the cart line.
There you go. So you got it. You got to have something to look at.
You do, right?
Enjoyable besides cucumbers and
I
tomatoes.
understand. And then
Sometimes melons are good.
They can't be, especially they come in packs. Okay?
Well, I'm too. So, I mean, it's fine, but
Yeah. Well, I go to the store also, mostly by myself. Jerry,
What?
She doesn't like to go with me.
why? Jerry, what's wrong with you?
Well, yeah.
This is
she'd
fun.
Be happy to tell you.
This is a game.
When I go to the grocery store, it might take me 2 hours, and I'm there to get some spinach and maybe some chicken. It's about 3 things.
Oh, yeah?
But I talk to everyone.
Oh, that's my game.
Well, I say they talk to me, but really I talk back, right? So it's the both of us, talking, and she gets. She's very friendly. She's an extroverted introvert. So
Okay.
she'd rather not be part of all that. She's one of those that when she sees somebody she knows out of the corner of her eye, she'll turn and go down the other aisle to avoid the conversation.
Oh, you're kidding.
Whereas I yell, "Hey!" from the end of the aisle to get your attention so we can talk.
And then 15 minutes later, you
15
continue
minutes
on.
later, continue on.
Your ice cream's already melting.
But that's the thing, though, right? When you're in the store, you have people look in your cart.
They do.
They absolutely watch.
Always.
Always. So
What you eating?
you always cover the ice cream with the spinach.
Well, of
You
course.
put all the junk on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
The Oreos, and on top of that is the carrots.
Sure.
That way they can't judge you.
I like to put a Snickers and a Diet Cokes together because that balances out, I
That's
think.
what people think.
Well, it is.
Chocolate cake and Diet Coke is
Yeah.
a zero net gain.
Absolutely, it is.
Craig would probably disagree with that.
I think you do. Oh, Craig right now is rolling his eyes big time. Craig Kuchenbecker, who we're talking about.
Right.
I mean, could I have 2 buddies with the most complicated names there ever was? Holy crap!
What's good for you?
Well, so I actually play the game is who am I going to talk to? Yesterday there was a lady that had cornrows and her hair was purple and gold and it looked hot. I mean, it looked great. So all I needed is the sign.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the sign is?
It's just eye contact.
Eye contact.
Absolutely.
And I said, man, I gotta tell you, I said, your hair just looks absolutely amazing. Oh, thank you. Blah, blah. 5 minutes later, Terry's all the way down the other end.
Yeah, you got to watch body language. Eye contact is definitely a huge piece of body language. That and the walk and the talk and the way you move your body away toward folding arms as a get away from me.
There you go.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
I thought, I'm very happy to see you.
No, that is do not approach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's lots of that. We pay attention to that in our office with patients.
You do?
Absolutely. So we can help to communicate better with them, knowing where they are.
Only you would bring it back to chiropractic.
That's just
We went from
people,
groceries
Just people.
to melons to arms to chiropractic.
It's people, though. It's
I
not
know.
just cars. It's everything. Relationships.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So so you've never been to Aldi's? Never been.
Okay, once in Tennessee, when I had a practice there, I went to Aldi's one time.
Yeah.
And I had an issue with the quarter in the cart. Like I put the quarter in, the cart wouldn't come out.
Well, that might be a Rob issue, not a cart issue.
So yeah, I did one of my cardinal rules to not do is I tried it once and said I'll never do it again, right?
Oh.
Which is not probably appropriate, but
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it wasn't like the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So I said, I'm going to go somewhere else.
The juice was not worth the squeeze. Oh my God, I have to use that today. Everybody you listening, you got to use that today.
It's one of my favorites.
You've got to use
I
it.
use it
You
often.
know.
Yeah.
So the juice was not worth the squeeze.
It has to be. The juice has to be worth the squeeze.
Oh my
You
God.
can't put time and energy into something if you don't think there's any positive outcome of it. So at this point in my life, I pay attention to what I'm squeezing.
I bet you do. You better keep your eye on what you squeeze. So you got to have the quarter. If anybody has never been to Aldi's, you take a quarter and you put it into your cart, and it releases the cart.
Right.
You get your quarter back. And a lot of times we trade quarters with other people as they're walking in before you latch it back up to the
give them the
sheet.
cart for free.
Oh no! Well, some people do. I've gained quarters, but now in Terry's dash, the little console, she has a single quarter sitting there in the console, and that's her Aldi's quarter.
Nice.
And it really messes with her because you have to have bags also.
Oh.
If you're from Kentucky, you call them sacks, but we have bags here, and you got the big bags so you can put all your groceries in. So that's in the trunk of the car.
Sure.
So I really mess it up if we take my truck, because I got a bunch of quarters in my console, and she's like, well, which one do I take? Well, you take the Aldi's quarter, of course, the round one.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting right there.
That's how they know.
Did you bring the bags? No.
Now, do you ever go get buggies, since you're from Kentucky?
What's
you ever,
a-
buggies?
What the
Instead
hell's
of
a-
carts.
No.
So
Carts.
Tennessee, they're called buggies.
There you are?
Yeah. Tennessee and Georgia, they're called buggies.
Grocery carts are called buggies.
Buggies down there, yeah.
Oh,
so,
my God.
do you ever go in the parking lot and grab and put them in for extra quarter for yourself? People leave them lay out there, or don't they leave them lay out there?
No, no. See, that's why they don't have any cart people, because everybody brings the carts back.
Everyone?
Everybody. I've never seen a loose. If I saw a loose cart, I'd be all over it getting that quarter.
I'm not sure if I parked it in the parking lot, it's worth the quarter to walk it back.
Dude, I mean, it's a
But
lot.
I'm not that guy either. I'll walk the cart back. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There are no loose carts.
Hmm.
Oh no. No.
So at the airport, you saw those luggage racks. People check those up for $1.50.
I know.
They leave them lay.
Yeah.
I'll push those back in for $1.50 return.
Absolutely, every
Yeah.
time. I'm with you on
If I
that.
got a long layover, I'm looking for carts to make money on.
You can make $100
Easy.
easy.
in a day.
You know.
Go to Atlanta and all the terminals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could just sit there.
Just make money.
Yeah. You don't have to sit on the curb anymore. The traffic lights. You can just go and get
Go
cart.
go get those luggage racks. Yeah.
Well, you know, the grocery though is something else. I mean, it's a game. It's a strategy. It's like playing war or something, or chess. And you got to go through, and they got everything laid out. And I got to say, I mean, I know when I'm going to the grocery, I know where everything is. Don't throw me off by going to skipping an
Well,
aisle.
if you go to the same store, that makes sense, right?
Well, that's true. But then you go, you got the cart patterns. And boy, back in COVID.
Yeah, are they marked in all
No,
like
no.
they are? Woodman still has their aisles marked.
Oh, they do. Well, that's because they're lazy and haven't taken it off the floor.
Or they're waiting for the round 7.
I have not. I do not like Woodman's.
Yeah, I don't.
It's big.
Yes.
It's packed and it's dirty.
But they only have. I only go there because they have some things that I like.
Like what?
The one thing I like is their frozen pizza. That Brew House.
Oh.
They're the only ones I know that carry Brew House frozen pizza. The only frozen pizza I'll eat that tastes anywhere close to order out. I mean.
Oh, really?
In my opinion, Anna's is the best.
Oh.
But next to them, if I don't feel like waiting an hour, sometimes no offense to Anna's, you guys are worth it, but I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't plan my time properly.
Yeah.
So I go home and I'll throw with it. But it's called or it's Brew House, and I get the thin crust, and man, that's good stuff. And they also have the Peter Pan peanut butter that I like. No one else carries that.
Yeah. They should.
So,
Just throw it
but,
away.
and some of the vegetables I think are a little fresher and better there than other places. But I don't do any meat or anything like that there. They sometimes just have different selections of things.
And that's why we go to Aldi's, is because vegetables are fresher. And the
I'm
meat
gonna
packaging.
Go. All right, I'm gonna go.
You got to go try
I'm
it.
gonna go.
Give it a couple of times.
I will.
Take Jerry. She'll hold your hand.
Dude, she just doesn't want to go with me.
I know, but you need support.
During the scare of COVID too, she's type 1 diabetic since she was a kid. She's juvenile diabetic due to a reaction to a vaccine that she got when she was at that age. So
What?
Well, if anybody doubts this, there's actually a web page called VAERS, VAEYRS, that is list of vaccine injuries on people. And we're not going to go down this road, but if you look at how many people had negative reactions to COVID and continue to have it, it is extremely high.
Wow.
More so than it's ever been in the shortest time period.
Wow.
So anyway, she had a reaction to that, and she ended up with juvenile diabetes. And because they were scaring her, if you're diabetes, you're probably going to die. Don't leave the house. So she's like nervous. So I'm like, I'll just go to the store. I'm fine. I'm in great health. So I started going to the store, and that's really not changed because she's gone with me a few times, and then I get goofy, right? I start talking, or I start making up noises, or start throwing stuff in the cart. Like I'll take a huge box of beans and put them in there, which we'll never eat, but it's just fun to see if she notices. So I'm very much a child in the grocery
And then
store.
you leave them in the peanut butter section later.
No, I don't.
Oh, no? Oh, you don't?
I used to work for Hy-Vee when I was a kid.
You did?
I did.
Oh, there's another one.
I worked for 5 years. But I don't like the east side of Hy-Vee. I'm waiting for the Sun Prairie one. That should be much better.
Well, I'm hoping. I mean, look at those groceries. I mean, you got Hy-Vee, you got Pick and Save, you got Woodman's, you got Costco, you got Aldi's, and then Target. And if you want to do Walmart, that's
Walmart,
7.
I know.
That's 7 groceries within
3 miles.
Yeah, and I bet you it's not even 3 miles.
I bet not. But yeah, so people used to do that stuff when I worked at Hy-Vee, and I had to face shelves at night.
Oh yeah.
And I used to go back. Oh, who put the beans over? I'd take the beans back over. It's just annoying. So I'm cognizant of that stuff.
What went through their minds, do you think? They got over into the peanut butter section, all of a sudden, I don't need these beans
Well, it's
anymore.
the same people that leave the cart laying out in the middle of the parking lot that they don't get a quarter for.
Well, they're
Walk
lazy
through
piece of
drive-thru.
crap.
I know, they're lazy.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's worse when they leave like meat or something frozen over there by the by the townhouse. I mean, that makes no sense.
Right.
At least throw it back in the cooler.
Well, exactly.
Right.
But they don't. They don't.
No, that's just people. I mean, and unfortunately, that's what we're living around. It takes all kinds.
Now, when I'm there, when I'm at the grocery, and like you and I, we talk to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I especially talk to the checkout person.
I
will get them in a conversation, and when we first got together and we're doing this, it would drive Terry crazy. Now,
Sure.
my mom, when she was alive, we'd be at a restaurant. I would know everything about our wait staff. And my mom said, "Stop flirting with the wait staff." I said, "Mom, it's a guy."
Yeah.
She goes, "I know, but you're flirting with him." I'm like, "But she's like, you don't need to know everything about his life." I'm like, "Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm interested in the guy."
Have you seen that commercial where they said, "Don't turn into your parents," and like the waiter does not need to know your name? Like, absolutely, that waiter needs to know my name.
Yeah,
He does.
yeah.
He needs to know where I'm from, what I do, what kind of car I drive, where I live.
Right, yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just what needs
That's
to
true.
happen.
Well, everybody, you and I walk into Buck and Honey's, everybody knows us.
But we don't. They know us so much. Like, oh, here.
There's your table.
There's your table. Go sit down. Yeah, and I have talked to Tom about asking if I could get like a reserve for me.
Oh, that'd be good.
I go, promise I'll be there at least this many nights if that table stays open for me.
Yeah.
So he's not sure about that.
What about if we pay ahead?
Maybe. Yeah, I think
He'd like that.
I think the only person really that's going to get that is Matt. Matt Harms is probably the only one that's going to get a marked spot. For
Oh,
himself.
Matt. Oh, the three of us. We are local and we are loyal.
And now that Brad is upstairs,
Oh, yeah.
Brad comes down, but he doesn't sit. He gets his food and goes back up to work.
I know, we got to work on that.
So, yeah, Brad Fulton, we're talking about at Caliber Law. He is, I like having that guy on my side.
Oh, yeah. He's awesome.
No worries about anything. He's such a smart guy.
He is.
He is amazing.
And he's got a wonderful lady
He
with him,
does.
too.
I know, look at this.
Mindy.
Everybody's surrounded by
Uh-huh.
such. Maybe that's why the guys are so good, is because of the women.
If they're listening, I'll agree.
I've heard rumors about that, but I don't know. So, Bill, I want to know, because I've known you for a long time, but I don't know that I've known you.
Okay.
So, you're from Kentucky.
Yeah.
When did you move up here?
1990.
And what were you doing?
Over here.
Over here, yeah. What were you doing?
I was in North Jersey, right outside of Paramus in Oakland, New Jersey.
What exit?
8.
That's how it goes, right?
Yep. And I was importing Belgium-made wheelchairs.
For?
American Vermeer wheelchairs. I owned I was a partner in the company. I owned a small portion of it. I didn't anything big,
That
but
makes sense.
And I was out there. My wife at the time was the HR director for Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh.
She got that right out of the University of Kentucky. Came right out of UK, and Jersey girl who went to UK, and then we ended up back in Jersey. And yeah, she was doing that, and and then what happened is the importer, the Belgians that we worked with. When you import products, here, let me give background on this. When you import a product, you pay for it when it hits the water.
Okay.
That's the standard practice. Now
Is
there
that
are
still that
exceptions.
way?
Oh, I'm sure, big time. I'll bet. Right now, they're probably prepaying for stuff.
Sitting in the water for a year?
Yeah, I know.
Great deal.
So lettuce. So you pay when it hits the water. Back then, this is back in the 80s, and so the Belgians had a design on a wheelchair that was a lever drive wheelchair for stroke folks, folks that have had strokes. Because one side, you have paralysis on one side of the body. So this one, normally in the past what it is you have a wheelchair that has 2 rims on it. Most complicated thing you've ever seen or experienced. Even if you're not having a disability, to control that with one hand, both rims, is a nightmare. And a chrome wheelchair weighs 52 pounds.
Okay.
And so you got to move that around with your body. Anyway, so they created.
Back then, though, they're lighter now.
Well, yeah.
Carbon fiber stuff.
No, you don't get that for Medicare.
I suppose so.
Dude, no. You get the 52-pound workhorse because they don't.
Talked about Medicare, right?
Yeah, they don't give a crap.
No, they don't.
So, and it's what we're going to. And so they have this lever drive chair. Love the chair, love the product, and all that.
Yeah.
And Medicare covered it. But the problem with Medicare is that it is socialized medicine, but it's not socialized at all. Right. Because they do what the hell they want to do when they want to do it. So
Great example.
So the Belgians actually, we kept telling them, we don't get paid for this right away. We need help. We need terms. And they basically shut us down because they wanted cash transactions, and we were running out of cash.
Sure.
And because here, folks, let me give you an example.
Couldn't float anything, right?
No.
Yeah.
So if you needed a wheelchair, if Mom needs a wheelchair tomorrow, and she's on Medicare, they're going to give her a wheelchair. But now let me give you behind the scenes of being a wheelchair. If I'm the manufacturer, I'm going to produce that wheelchair. If Rob is the distributor for that, I'm going to sell him the wheelchair for, let's say, $200. Medicare is going to take the next 12 to 18 months to pay for that.
Well, that's fast for them. That's amazing.
Yeah, but of that 12 to 18 months, they're only going to give you the amount that they decide to give you. And of that amount they decide they're going to give you, they're only going to give you 80% of that and say that the other 20% should be paid by the individual.
That's it.
But then you have to be a participating provider. Participating provider means you get paid faster, electronic payments, but you have to give up the 20%. So how can you afford to do that?
It's rough. And, I tell you, I feel bad for some of these people. Now, there are people out there that can help. I mean, I know there's people that help these people, but I wish people would ask more questions, because what I noticed is we have a lot of Medicare patients.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not trying to roll it around, just my experience, right? I've done this for 26 years. And the Medicare patients will get an Advantage plan because someone told them that that's a better deal.
Right.
Well, they lose the Cairo on that, and they lose a lot of other things on that, but they don't know. So they'll come in our office thinking they have Medicare, and then they are shocked to hear that they don't have Medicare at all. They have a Medicare Advantage plan. That makes it sound better, but it's actually way worse.
Oh my gosh.
So people with secondaries, it might be $120 a month for
Sure.
a secondary, but you never get a bill. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. You can even have maintenance care for most of these secondaries. You can do everything. I'm talking
Wow.
Cairo side, right? Medicare, no Advantage plan, no coverage. So
Hilarious.
now you're back to that, and they get tricked. They're not necessarily by the people who sell it, because I think there's a lot of good people that try to sell it. I know a couple personally that don't push people that way. They're like, no, don't do that. But $20. So now we have a commodity, and the lowest wins. It's always a race to the bottom of
Sure.
commodities. Look at
Exactly.
Walmart, right?
Right.
Well, we can sell it 3 T-shirts for $9. Target's like, well, we can do. All right. Well, yeah, you beat us there. So. I mean, that's what it is.
Medicare is not good.
No.
And I was in it for over 25 years. To this date, when we sold Baker Healthcare, we had another division called Care Solutions, which was the billing portion for Medicare in nursing homes that we could bill for, 5 categories in nursing homes. Back then, that was almost 20 years ago, they owed us $150,000. I never got a cent. And I
never did.
Never.
Wow.
I'd be on the phone. Well, here's the story. I was on the phone with Medicare. I'm fighting for a $7 dressing for a patient that a doctor has written a prescription for and given all the details for, and I'm having to fight for if it was actually needed. I'm like, wait, I'm not the doctor. And I finally said to this woman, I said, I've given you everything I can except for the smell. And if I could do that, I would. You don't have to be rude, sir.
Oh,
you don't have to be rude.
Oh my!
And this is after being on hold for 30
You
minutes.
spent $10 to make 7.
A 10? I would say I spent more than that.
See, though, that's the problem with this. We have. That's why we just don't mess with insurance too much anymore. Because I have 2 full-time staff to fight for nickels.
Right.
It's not worth it.
Right. $7 dress. A $7 dressing.
Insane.
And I remember I slammed the phone down, and a guy stuck his head in the door, and I wanted to know, who are you? Or, well, actually, I said, what the F do you want? And it was Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes, I'm here to buy your company. I'm like, oh, take it. Take the whole frickin' thing. Seriously, true story.
Okay, then what?
Well, no, I can't. Well, no, what happened? From New Jersey, I came out here, and so what happened was we lost the distributorship. Mm-hmm. So I spent almost a year looking for something different, and I was vice president of sales. This is back in '88. Okay, so I'm a young guy at 88. What's that? 88 and 27 years old. Okay. And I had an entire sales staff of 53 independent agents across the United States, and so I looked for something to do. A friend of mine, Tom Vollmer, who was one of my reps in another company called OrthoKinetics, called me and said, how'd you like to move to Wisconsin? I said, I've never thought about it, but I like Wisconsin. Yeah. And so we did. We packed up and moved out here.
For that. So then you did that.
What
kind of company is OrthoKinetics?
So, no, that was before that.
Before.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you do here then?
I was a manufacturer's rep for medical equipment and supplies.
So you stayed in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. My background is wheelchairs. I'm the guy that would come out and put you in and help you select your mobility base and then also your seating system. And so my specialty was cerebral palsy, working with kids.
Yeah.
Love doing that.
Yeah.
Love doing that. It was an art back then.
Sure.
Today, it's not seen that way, but it's because it's a commodity again.
Yep.
The insurance companies have made it a commodity. So I did that for a while, and then I bought a company that makes what's called a lift chair.
Oh, yeah.
And I was selling those.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dan Smeltzer and I bought the lift chair company.
Okay.
Called Action Lift Chair.
Okay.
We did that. Alex was born. I went through divorce. Alex needed some added assistance as a single dad. I couldn't do it.
Sure.
And that was based in Germantown, Wisconsin.
Sure.
I started Baker Healthcare out of my garage, doing specialty dressings and all that. My mom had taught me a lot about wounds.
Yeah.
I was into wounds. I like wound treatment. And we started, and get this, so back, this was 17 years, oh my gosh, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
No, almost 19 years ago. So what I would do is I'd get a product to you faster than anybody else. Guaranteed, or it was free.
That's a value.
Yeah, it was Amazon before Amazon.
Right.
And what I would do is I would use my competitors that were also distributors. I was a wholesale distributor here in Wisconsin. We ended up being the largest family-owned wholesale distributor of medical equipment and supplies in Wisconsin. But I know, it's kind of cool.
That's cool.
To a point it was. But I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, so my whole thing was working with home health agencies, nursing homes. I wanted to reduce how much they bought. Now, think about that for a minute.
Well, that's the right way to do it.
Well, yeah, well, we just been talking about Medicare. What's the biggest problem? You don't get paid on time, so it's cash flow.
Yeah.
So I went into, instead of meeting with purchasing agents, I met with CFOs, CEOs, and administrators and said, my role is to reduce how much you're spending on all the items, not just cost purchase, but your overall cash flow. I want to improve that. And it went, just exploded.
Of course, talk to the decision makers.
Right.
Yeah, good for you.
So home health agencies, we did a program where what happens with home health is you're at the hospital, you get discharged, and you're going to go home. Okay? Cool. All I need to know is what they need and where they live, and I'll have the product sitting there and waiting for them when they get home.
That's great service.
And that's what we created.
Yeah.
And it was new. People just couldn't believe it. Well, anywhere in Wisconsin, UPS is next day. Or it's free. No.
Okay. That's you could do that, though.
Right.
Yeah.
And people fought me on this big time. Who fought me was my staff. I went down and I bought my biggest competitor, CD Medical, out of Heartland. And so we combined the staff. And when I started telling them what we're doing, they're like, we can't do that. I'm like, I'm doing it all day long and beating your ass, and you have no idea about it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they just didn't know.
Yeah, well, instead of buying a truckload, a semi full of diapers, I said, buy what you need. I'll store it here. And that's how the rest is history.
And then how did Realty come into play?
We sold Baker Healthcare, and I couldn't be in healthcare anymore. I had a non-compete. And so, as I love to tell the story this way, I embellish this every time. That's what's better. I was laying on the couch, and and my wife at the time said, you better get off the couch or get out, either one. My problem is I didn't know she really meant that. I thought I was retired. I thought I was done.
At what age?
Oh, God. Let's see. That's 20 years ago, so I was 40, a little over 40, 41.
Yeah. I had somebody ask me that before about being retired. I'm not, but they're asking me, when I plan to retire, and I don't know. I have too much fun to retire, right? I don't want to retire, but I don't have to work as hard as I had to before because I've worked my whole life.
Right.
And they're like, well, you're too young.
Yeah.
What's that? What is that? What does that mean? So anyway, you couldn't retire.
No.
Because she told you to get out.
Well, no, but I didn't.
Get out.
But she was a real estate agent, and we would buy properties, and I would get in the way. Guess who was my mortgage person?
It had to be Heather.
Tom Anderson.
Oh, it was Tom back then.
And Chris Franks. I know, right?
Oh, wow.
And so
2.0.
Yeah. Well, back then it wasn't 2.0.
It wasn't.
No, it was Allied Mortgage.
Oh, my God.
You know where Prairie Flowers, the original Prairie Flowers was?
Yeah.
Not on the corner, but down across from, what is that, the Cross House. That was Allied Mortgage.
Oh.
That's where they were located.
And was Travis Romans involved back then, too?
Yes, he was. That's where I met Travis.
That's great.
But so I would get in the way of our transactions and all this stuff, and finally, Gene just says, "Why don't you go get your real estate license?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be a tour guide. I don't want to be one of those. I mean, they're a waste of time."
Right.
I said, "I value real estate agents about as much as I do car salesmen." Serious, I'm telling you the truth.
I understand. Yeah.
And she goes, "Look, it's really about the law. Go take the class at least. It's an 80-hour class. It'll get you out of the house." So I walk in. I'm sitting in. I got a gray flannel suit on, bow tie, and all this stuff. I'm in a room with 72 other people. Corey Lamont is my teacher, and I'm sitting there going, "These are salespeople?
Yeah.
Oh, this might be like shooting fish in a barrel."
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. Well, everything is sales, right?
Yep.
Everything is, and if you can sell, you'll never be unemployed.
No. Let me tell you this about real estate. My first year, I never worked with one buyer.
Oh, really? Just all sellers?
No, I worked with
Oh.
buyers, but I didn't work with buyers.
Well, explain that.
So my target for real estate was luxury, residential income, and commercial. And the reason for that was the same buyer-seller.
Sure.
I focused on listing the house. If a buyer hit on the property that I was listing, I worked with them.
Okay.
If they wanted to go somewhere else, I handed them off to another agent and took a referral.
Okay.
And it worked great. The reason for luxury, residential income, and commercial was it was my lifestyle. I mean, it was my sphere of influence, the people that I knew, and it's the same customer.
It is. I noticed that you said luxury first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, luxury for me was $350 and higher.
Oh, I thought you meant like bougie.
Oh, I got bougie. I saw bougie. I saw bougie.
Yeah.
I did.
I believe you.
I had a house where Oprah's people were coming to look at it.
Great.
I did. Back to Oprah, right?
So, big circle. Love it.
But that's how I got started, and that was the basis of my business. I
Okay.
didn't want to work with buyers at all.
So you became a realtor what year?
2006.
So you've been doing this for 16 years, 17 years.
Getting ready to start 17, yeah.
Good for you. That's good.
I love it. I wake up every morning thinking about real estate.
Yeah.
And to me, it's not work.
No, I enjoy it as well, but different way. Right? I'm very involved with it. And
Sure.
I just like to look at it and see what's out there and see if it makes sense to do anything. But the market's fun to watch right now. I think we're at the peak. I think we're on the way back down.
No.
I think so.
No.
We're there, or I don't think it's go higher. I think we're not going to higher.
You should ask me why.
Ask me, tell me why you don't. I don't think we're going higher, but I'm not.
We're going higher.
You think how much higher?
At least 10.
10%.
Maybe more.
Yeah. And what's the time frame on that?
We'll make it through. Well, we'll make it through the end of the year. At least 10%.
Okay.
At least could go to 12.
Okay.
If we hit 7%, is when things will go a little bit. But we're at least 2 years, maybe 3 years out.
Yeah. Well, I know you look at rentals to know how
Big time.
How houses are going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I do understand that. But right now the markets are high on everything. So, but I mean, I don't believe there's going to be a bubble on this one. There's just too many
no
people.
bubble.
No bubble. It's just what it is, right? It's been needing to happen for a long time.
Right.
I had a house that I bought when I first moved here in 2007. I sold it in 17 for less than I paid for in 2007. So we had 10 years of no growth. Part of that was 2008 recession, of course, but still. But it's fun to watch this market. You know, it's exciting, and even though I'm not a realtor, it just gives me something to do.
It is the most difficult market I've ever worked. And I came in during short sales and foreclosures.
Yeah.
And I had staff. I had 2 people dedicated to submitting claims to the different lenders out there for the short sales and stuff.
Gotcha.
And it was, but this is a different market because anybody thinks they can sell a house, and it's
Well,
not
the
true.
houses should sell themselves. That's what should happen.
Well, yeah, but the problem is that when you have somebody that's inexperienced, it doesn't sell as much as it should.
Well, that's true.
So I have this thing about these bids going up. I mean, everybody's bidding. Oh, I had 54 offers on that house. Really? And then they go, oh yeah, and then it sold for like $1 gazillion over asking. Well, something's wrong there.
Yeah.
It should have been priced correctly to begin with, and you wouldn't have had. All you need is one offer
Right.
at the number you want.
Right. I sold my house in 2 weeks, and I know there's a house in my neighborhood that was on the market for almost 90 days because the owner wanted it at a different price than what the realtor wanted to do it at.
Happens all the time.
So, of course, he didn't want to make him mad, so he just sat on it. Finally, the guy lowered the price, sold the next day.
You know what I do? I say no.
You should.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I do that.
Should I come into your office and tell you how to position your gewitzits and doohickeys to measure my back and tell me exactly what's wrong?
Bye-bye, Felicia.
Exactly. I mean, if you want an expert, get an expert. It's like I say, too. Aaron Rodgers could play tackle.
Yeah.
He could.
Sure.
But you don't want him to.
Right.
You want him to throw passes.
Right.
Give me the ball, let me throw the passes.
Yeah.
I'll score touchdowns
Yep.
and stuff. Well, but and it's so easy right now, the process of getting a real estate license. 80 hours, complete the class, take the test. Test is about a 4-hour test.
Oh, okay.
I know. But it's still, it needs to be almost double.
But you notice, though, when the market's hot, everybody becomes a realtor.
Of course.
And then back in 08, remember how everybody quit being a realtor?
Oh, yeah. I know. Man, we went to a team of 5 back then, and then had the admin staff also. We've been up as big as a team of 8 selling real estate. I stopped having fun at 8.
Yeah, right. There's a line. Yeah, and then it becomes like with our office, right? It gets too big where we lose that community that we know who everybody is, what everybody's doing, what they're doing for the weekend, what their kids' names are.
Right.
I don't want to get too big where we lose that.
Right.
And that's really hard for me because we can, and the potential's there. But we just keep it where we can handle it, and where I enjoy it still.
You keep it real.
Keep it real.
Well, that's something about your operation, too, is that everybody is real in there.
Yeah.
Even Dana, your newest hire.
Yeah.
Notice I got her name in here?
You did.
Okay.
And you did better than me because I still say it wrong.
Do you?
She's only been there 2 weeks, so give me a break.
Hey, well, she was having problems finding a house.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if she did yet or not.
She did. I don't know if they got the accepted offer, but I was giving her ideas and hints on how to get it done.
Good for you.
I said, go back to your agent and do this.
Yeah.
And I get arrows in my back for that, by the way.
Why? Oh, from the other agent?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what? I do that. I
yeah.
tell people what to do at other chiropractors' offices. So tell them what to ask for, what to look for. And one of my favorites is when you go to some of them don't think chiropractors listen, they'll get mad. But some of them will lay you down and they'll push 3 times on your middle back. They'll put you up on your left side, crack you, right side, crack you, on your back, crack your neck, right, left, and then say, have a good day. It's called the Flying 7, and they do the same adjustment on every single person, no matter what your complaint is. So that I saw myself getting into that trend back a long time ago before I got Pro Adjuster system, and it's just not right, man. This is not what you do. But people come into me like, oh, is this what happens? Like, yeah, every time.
Sure.
Are you better?
Yeah.
Not really. Okay. Well, guys, customization, right? People want customization. If they want a cookie cutter, then there'll be more of that. But you can't do that with people.
Yeah, that's true. The system that you have is amazing. As we talked about this on the last show, I was skeptical. I thought it was voodoo, and but I am so impressed. I am so impressed. You can pinpoint what's going on with me, and without me, one of the things I have a problem with. Not in your office. But when I go to the doctor, and they go, so what seems to be the problem? Well, you're the doctor. Freaking tell me what's wrong.
Right.
You can.
I can. I love that game. People say, you tell me. I'll go out.
Absolutely.
We go out and do screens. I'll scan people, and I'll be like, oh, you have a problem with indigestion? Oh, yeah, how'd you know? Or a little constipated today? Oh, how'd you know? You got a headache? Oh, how'd you? It's right there. It tells me everything. And if you know how to read the Merrick chart is just where the nerves go, where they exit the spine, and what organs they go to, or what systems they activate.
Right.
If you know that, which we all learned in school, I can tell you everything, how your body's wired.
Isn't that something?
It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Well,
And I love when they come in and say, oh, Dr. Rob, I think you're going to find T1 and L4. Like, well, let's see if you're right.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, for you, for me, for you, I mean, it's a whole new treatment regimen, and because of it, it's successful.
Yeah,
it's been successful, and it continues to be successful.
Right.
And I've heard people say, well, they just want to get you to come back every 2 weeks or every couple of days or something like that. I'm like, you got to stay in curiosity, and just take that time to understand what's going on there, that your body can't just adjust itself after one correction.
No.
Why do you think that they put back braces on or different things like, it just does not work.
It takes a while to get, Dr. Injun has got this great analogy he started using. We live in farm country, right? So you put the seeds in the ground.
Sure.
And then you have to tender them. You have to make sure they're healthy. You got to fertilize them. And it takes 6 months for them to grow.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of the same thing with your body. If we're making a change in your body, it's not just, oh, we're done now, it's over. We didn't set a bone or anything. So You have to deal with your nervous system and your poor lifestyle habits because all of you know you have things that aren't helpful to your choice making in lifestyle.
Sure.
Sleep funny, fall asleep in the chairs, lay on the couch.
Your laptop computer.
Oh my God, the necks and phones and all that stuff. I mean, we used to read newspapers back in the day, but not 4 hours a day.
Right.
Right. That was. I get our heads were down looking at newspapers. I get all that.
I like newspapers.
Oh, I do too.
Just don't. But, you know.
Old school stuff.
Old school stuff. We got 3 minutes for you.
Oh, great.
You said you got to leave at 8.
I do.
You sure you don't want to extend?
Dude, you should see the schedule today. It's insane. I don't know what's going on. I'm not complaining, but there's a lot of people that obviously are wanting some help. And what I like about it is most people understand it's proactive.
Yeah.
They're trying to stay ahead of any issues that can happen. Because reactive is great, but then you're always reactive to everything. It's like, oh, I want to wait till my oil light comes on my car before I get my oil changed.
Sure.
That will work until your engine blows up.
Your system, I mean, you're going down the spine, and it seems to be very fast, but it reminds me when I had a house in Maple Bluff. I had it on the market for 4 hours. Lady walks by, buys the house.
Wow.
It's $1.4 million, and then she looks at me and she says, well, I need to sell mine now. And she goes, I'll pay cash for this one, but will you sell mine? And that was $500,000. It took maybe a day to sell that one. I'm the only agent on all of these transactions,
Sure.
right?
Double.
And then there was the people that bought it. They had a house to sell, but they were paying cash for that one. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It ended up being a month where the commissions that I had earned were over $100,000.
That's great. What year was this?
Oh my gosh. This was probably 2009.
So today's
2010.
money, that's double.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's something else.
That is fantastic.
But it's just, I mean, it happened so fast
Right.
that they laughed at me. The seller's like, did you have a buyer? I'm like, no, I went out and found one.
Right.
Well, where'd you find? She was walking by the
Walking down the
Bridget
street.
Burke. It was Bridget Burke.
Wow,
bought it.
that's amazing. Good. Well, that talks to your ability.
No, that was the house, and she wanted it.
But I get it. But what happens, right, is you had opportunity
Right.
met with, I forgot the other part of it, whatever that is. I sound like somebody else who talks on stage. But
You just don't have a scotch glass in your hand.
Jeez.
And a cigar.
Yeah, cigar. I know. I will. I can't smoke in here on my show, but
No.
I'll do it outside.
No. So
Fine.
we should mention that what you're planning right now for a show for the media center.
Well, I'm working on still. I know it takes a lot, right? When I start digging into this, it takes a little bit to get this together, but I want to build some content. So when I start the show, it's going to be Get Real with Dr. Rob, and we are going to talk about all things that people want to talk about, like Bill and I this morning just talking about stuff, which is great. I'll have people on to talk about different healthcare. I'll have other chiropractors on. I'll have other healthcare professionals on, and business people. Because at the end of the day, if you're in business or if you're in some sort of a practice and you're not working for one of the two hospitals, it's a business, and a lot of people just don't know how to run a business.
Yeah,
I'm happy to help with that too.
That's
So,
true.
We're just gonna have some fun.
Pro Health Chiropractic, located right here on Main Street in Sun Prairie. And if you have questions about your the Kvetches,
Or,
the Kvetches, as they'll say.
What is that?
Kvetches is like a Yiddish word for, I got a pain right here.
Oh, I see.
It's a pain in my neck right here.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, I got this pain right here. Can you fix
I
me?
hear it every day. I hear it every day.
If you got a question, reach out to them. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, the website is always good. That's prohealthsp.com. Or the phone number for the office where either the lovely Haley or Katie will be happy to
Or Dana.
answer your call. Or Dana, that's right. She's here in the mornings.
Yeah.
That is 608, of course, the area code 318-2410. And tell them that Bill Baker sent you.
Yes, I love that when that happens. That's kind of cool. Hey, let's say goodbye to Dr. Rob, and looking forward to getting real with Dr. Rob here soon. I keep pressuring him, saying, "When's it going to start? When's it going to start?"
I'll get it going.
But
Hey, everybody have a fantastic day and week. Thanks for listening.
Hey, we're going to reset the show, and then we will be right back here, and we're going to talk about German heritage right here in Sun Prairie. You're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. Let's go fishing! You're on Facebook still.
I know.
Okay, just telling you.
I remember.
I like to remind
You
people.
were talking about anything? Not to get way off of your hot topic.
All right, was that fun?
Yeah, man, that was fun. Everybody goes to you. Make sure it's good for you. Oh, yeah. I always want to make sure that the other party's satisfied. Oh, man.
Okay, I'm back. Facebook land. I had to walk my guy out. Hey, thanks, Lisa. Glad to be back in here. Rob Cadwallader. How about that? Man, the guy's, he's pretty awesome, don't you think? I think he is. I mean, the guy is, I'll tell you this, I think one of the best, if not the best, chiropractors that I've ever seen. I do. He's just a great guy. There we go. Finally got the cameras right on this thing. I just have a good time talking to him, and that's what it's about. And it's guys that you can kibitz with. But the grocery story I like a lot. I have fun wherever I go, and yeah, you should too. Just make sure you have fun. Go out and have fun with everything. Keep smiling and everything. Hey, everybody, registration is open right now for the Sun Prairie Media Center's summer workshops. If you know of someone aged 9 to 14 who loves to make videos, movies, or even podcast and wants help taking their creativity to the next level, then you need to sign them up for these workshops. The workshops are designed for budding journalists, filmmakers, actors, social media influencers who want a fun and creative way to express themselves. Participants are introduced to media production in a fun, hands-on learning environment that is conveniently located at the Sun Prairie Media Center and is in the same building as the library. These courses inspire kids in a creative atmosphere to learn communication skills they can use for a lifetime. For more information, and online registration is available for kids at kids4.tv. That's kids4.tv. But hurry, class size is limited and workshops will fill up fast. For questions, email Mara Trusty at mtrusty@cityofsunprairie.com. Hey, the Sun Prairie Library Foundation is proud to present the Gatsby Gala fundraising event happening at the Loft at 132. This event will take place on Saturday, May 20th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. and will raise endowment funds for the Sun Prairie Public Library. You can get your tickets at the sunlibraryfoundation.com. That's going to be a lot of fun. I will be there. I promise you I will be there. And Miss Terry and I will definitely be attending that, wearing our great Gatsby outfit, right? You got to have a great Gatsby outfit. That's all I know, right? Hey, join us Saturday, May 7th for the first annual Jurassic Parks Run, Dog Jog, and Kids Dash 2. Register today. It is new. Run or walk in the first annual Jurassic Parks Run, a dinosaur-themed chip time run on part of Sun Prairie's beautiful trail system through 3 community parks. Parker and Rex, the official mascot of the Sun Prairie Parks Recreation and Forest Department, will be participating and is encouraging runners to dress up in dinosaur-themed gear for a roaring good time. Choose between two distances, 5K or 8K, same cost of $25, including a goodie bag. Choose your distance at the end of the registration process. Woo! My mouth is working overtime. This is an event for the whole family. Kids can participate in a free 100-meter Dino Dash with Parker and Rex. Fee if participants choose to purchase a t-shirt. Your furry friends can run with you in the 5K Dog Jog for $10. Dog Jog pups will receive a dog goodie bag and will run and a Jurassic Park bandana. Dogs must be kept on leash during the race and the event. All proceeds from the fun run will benefit the Sun Prairie Parks and Recreation and Forestry Departments and Scholarship Fund. Go to cityofsunprairie.com/Jurassic Parks Run. Hey, the Artful Wine Walk is going to happen this Thursday at downtown Sun Prairie. Over 30 businesses are going to be there. So join us. Where am I? Blah, 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 blah. So join us downtown when there's 30 businesses that are down there. They're going to be taking part. And check it out. Go to, what do you call it? Google and look up Sun Prairie Artful Wine Walk. And again, tickets are $35, $10 for designated drivers. And want you to really, I'll be down there. Miss Terry and I will be down there. We're taking part of that. Just got to be careful. Also, at the same time, at the Full Mile, Gin Mill Hollow Boys play a little of everything at the Full Mile. And it goes between 6:30 and 9:30 Thursday. So after you do your wine walk, head on over there and check it out. Here's something exciting, and see you there. Sun Prairie Farmers Market is opening this Saturday for the first time this year. It starts at 7, goes till 12. Join us for the first outdoor Sun Prairie Farmers Market of the season. You'll have the opportunity to shop locally from a great lineup of returning and new vendors. Extend your market stay and take in beautiful downtown Sun Prairie for shopping and dining. The following businesses are participating. There's a bunch of them, peeps. I mean, it's a gazillion companies in there. There really is. Forever Yours Jewelry, they're doing a spring bling sale. Bank of Sun Prairie, Shredded Day. City of Sun Prairie, Compost Bin Sale Pickup Day. The Historical Museum is having their season opening day. And so, the opening sponsor for this farmer's market is going to be Salvatore's Tomato Pies. Pick that up and take it home for lunch. So it's going to be a busy week. A lot of different activities, and should be a lot of fun, guys. That's what I know, right? Here we go. Let's get you out of there. We go. Now I'm feeling better, you know. Hey, I got to tell you, I was watching the draft this time for the Packers, and I was pretty excited. Have you noticed that nobody's complaining about this draft? Nobody is griping, bitching, moaning, or anything about it. I think we are all feeling pretty comfortable with this thing. I think we are. And when you see Devontae Watt, who is 6'7", 320 pounds, oh my gosh, this dude's huge. He is going to rip through some offensive lines. We've got some great guys that they've drafted, and I'm hoping we can pull it together. You know, we've never been a team that likes to draft a wide receiver in that first round. They always come out smelling like roses, right? Devontae Adams. There you go. There's a good one. But it's going to be an interesting time. This year, I think it's going to be a really good year. I'm looking forward to it and can't wait to see what happens with our Packers. But if you disagree, tell me. Go on Facebook and let me know. Give me a call, 608-825-0930. You are listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. We're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie and, of course, the Baker Realty Group. So if you want to, check us out on Facebook. We're there live. Go to the Sun Prairie Media Center Facebook page, or you can go to Baker William J., my Facebook page, and you can watch it there if you want to. Hey, here's something I want to talk about. And Dolly Wagner, Dolly and Paul Wagner, we go to church together at St. Albert the Great, and she pulled me aside. She goes, "Hey, I really want you to talk about something and bring attention to this." And I love this idea, and Dolly, thanks so much for handing this to me, because I'm looking forward to it and talking a little bit about this. The Germans Coming to America exhibit. Germans Coming to American exhibit at the Cross House on Main Street. The Sun Prairie Area Genealogy Society's first event is an exhibit from the Max Cade Institute in Madison. It's part of the Neighbors Past and Present, the Wisconsin German Experience. Explore the history of German ancestors from imagination, traditions, customs, life to war. See area residents share their ancestors' personal belongings, share your family history and stories with us, beginning May 10th, Tuesday and Thursdays from 1 to 5, Wednesdays 4 to 7, Saturdays 10 to 5, Mondays by appointment only until May 28th. You know what's really cool about this is that, well, you know, that the German heritage is amazing coming through the Midwest and Sun Prairie, but we were talking about this a little bit, and what I want you to know is that I feel, and Dolly and I were talking a little bit about this. Sorry she couldn't join us today, but can you imagine if I get Joe Chase in here talking about this? Now that we wouldn't shut up. It'd be like Rob and I back and forth. But our ancestry, that the culture and our history, I think, are kind of falling apart. They're going away. And it's because, and our kids, they just don't want our stuff. I'll give an example of that. My mom and dad, my sister and I have already talked about things, talked about stuff, and when they're gone, you know, and what we want. And my mom was upset that my sister didn't want some of the furniture that was her grandmother's furniture. And it's this huge, I don't know what you call it, buffet kind of thing, and Mom would store things like tablecloths and cloth napkins and stuff like that in there. But those are those historical items that you keep, or that our parents were trained to keep. I mean, you know, I'm 60 years old. So our ancestries, our relatives, I mean, they came from keeping everything. They didn't throw anything away. And I'm a little bit like that. I am. I have a rocking chair in our living room that was my great-grandfather's. And so that's over 100 years old. And it's in great condition. I have shotguns. I have watches. A ring I wear is my grandfather's ring, and which I'll pass on to one of my boys. But those things don't seem to matter as much anymore. I have, get this, I have my great-grandfather's Bible at home. In fact, it's in a Ziploc bag because I want to keep air out of it, because the leather cover is crumbling on it. But what's really cool about it is when you open it up and you see the information that's on the inside of it. I also have my grandfather's Masonic Bible and my grandfather's Masonic books. And he has taken, he took and put newspaper articles in the Bible. But what I was sharing with Dolly yesterday, and of course, and I'm the only Catholic in my family, by the way. I'm a convert. Yeah, we all were raised Methodist, and I converted back, I don't know, it was 94, I think it was. And, but what I was talking about this, and Dolly pointed out it's probably a Protestant thing, is that you go to weddings and to funerals, and people bring their Bibles. And then they add information in to the Bibles. Somebody died, somebody got married, there's a birth or something like that. And if you go into my family's Bibles, you find that. You find that history. And I think it's interesting. I will say that we're so easy to dispose of old stuff. and we need to. I think we need to preserve it and cherish it because it's part of our family. Memories are one thing, but I have in my house I have a Kentucky long rifle. It's over 200 years old. It hung over the mantle at my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, my granddaddy as I call him, at his house, and it has an original leather shot pouch. A shot is where they kept the bullets, and it's got a brass piece on it, and it's starting to decay, but I have that. I also have the shot maker, where they would pour lead into this thing and make a shot ball. I've got other things like brass keys and stuff that are all part of the history. I have my grandfather, my grandfather on my mother's side, the maternal side. I have his pipes. Even the I don't know what you call it, a humidor. It's a table. It's a little setup stand and all this, and you put your tobacco in there and shut the door, and you put I guess a sponge in there with water in it. Can you tell I'm not a smoker? I have that sitting in my office, and his pipes are sitting on top of it, just to remind me of who I am, where I came from. And that's what the Historical Society, or not the Historical Society, the Genealogy Society is looking for. The Sun Prairie Area Genealogy Society has formed through the Sun Prairie Public Library more than 8 years ago to help area residents research their families. Now what they want to do is they want to show off stuff. Yeah, it's just stuff. I mean, it could be Bibles, it could be farm implements, it could be a piece of crystal, it could be photographs, folks, photographs. One of my favorite things to do with our Sun Prairie Star is to go and read the history section. And you know what I'm talking about, right? So you can go back 10 years, you can go back 50 years, you can go back 100 years. Some of the history we have in there is just amazing. And I don't want to lose touch of that history. I want my boys to know where we came from. So, let's see, my name is Baker, which was the second husband of my grandmother, who was a Onan, which is, so Baker is English, Irish, depending on it, but this is the Irish side. But my grandmother was an Onan, which is definitely Irish. My great-great-grandfather, who I met, Omer Onan, we called him Omi, he was from Ireland. On the other side, if I go there, is Starks, which is German, and Saunders. And so there's a mixture of Scottish and German. Well, they were a pretty power-packed couple, I think. So I've got two different sides of this, and the history on it is just amazing. I started doing the genealogy a gazillion years ago. I stopped, and I shouldn't, because there comes a point where it becomes very complicated, and the process is exciting. It's expensive, is what I was going to say, because Ancestry.com, it ain't free, folks. It's like $300 a year to do that. Now, I don't know what it is now, but it's got to be a lot more. And it is an experience. You got to be careful what you ask for. You never know where you're going with something. But what happens is sometimes you get back so far where you can't follow the ladies or the mothers or grandmothers, because only the man is named in the census. And I do want to say this to you. If you have photos, if you have black and white photos of your family, and you're at a family reunion or something, man, get these older people to tell you who they are and put their names on the back of the pictures. Do that. Because that way you got to keep that history. Well, this is your great-great-grandmother or something like that. One of the things that, as most of you know, I lost my mother over a year ago. She died right the day before Easter. The only thing better than dying before Easter would be to die on Easter, I think, because we all rise on Easter. But one of the things I'm going to do, because I go down and visit my father, I go down once a month. My sister and I alternate. My dad doesn't need it. We just go do it because it makes us feel better. It makes my sister feel better than anything, more than anything. My dad is self-sufficient. He's doing great. But the thing I'm going to do, talk to Jeff Robbins about it here, is I'm going to interview my dad. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to get his conversation and his life on video and then put it into digital format. Now, where did I get this idea? I'm not a smart guy. I saw this. I was on 60 Minutes, and I was watching it where they were interviewing the Holocaust folks. And they put it into this virtual reality, which was absolutely amazing. Now, I can't put it into virtual reality, but I can take that digital format, and I can share that with my sister and my sons and my grandsons and daughters and give them a sense of the history that we have or had. And I wish I had thought about it sooner, because what a great idea, right? Yeah, you set up a camera and you interview the other person. And there are businesses out there that do this. There are, and I don't know of anything here in Wisconsin. That's not my point. But the thing is that, I think it's a great way to preserve our history. Family Bibles for me are the thing. I want my family Bibles, my grandmothers, my grandfathers, my great-grandmother, great-grandfathers. And so I think it works pretty good. I think so. But you got to check this out, would you? Germans Coming to America exhibit. Yep, I love that. May 10th through the 28th at the Cross House. It's presented by the Sun Prairie Genealogy and Historical Societies. And you're going to learn about the history and journey of German immigrants coming to Wisconsin in the early days. Special exhibit items by local Sun Prairie area residents. Opportunities to explore your heritage will also be available. Children's activities and displays and photo ops. Bring your phones. And again, it's going to be the 10th through the 28th. I had it here. You can go to Sun Prairie area. Never mind. Call the Cross House or the Historical Society, and you can do it. It's so long that on this email that you'll never remember it, and I can't get it out there. But check it out. It's going to be in the newsprint and in the newspaper, and it's coming up starting on the May 10th. It's going to be a great idea, I tell you. Genealogy. I mean, our heritage. We just lose touch with that so fast here in the United States. We're a melting pot, right? There's a blend of folks. Go to Europe. Go to other countries, and it's not that way. It's not that way. When I moved to, when I married Christopher's mom, Linda Ciccone, she's of Italian descent, South Philly, and I got to tell you, I got involved in that family and the family history. And it was amazing. And everybody lived close. This is an East Coast relationship. This is Philadelphia. So everybody lived in the area. And guess what? We were at her mom's house every Sunday for dinner. And just love that stuff. It's a shame that we're losing it at times in our society. But only we can put it back in there, right? And but man, I got a kid over in Seattle. I got one in Philadelphia. How did I bring those kids together, right? Yeah, I know. But hey, let's take a little break. Go back to some music, and let's see what's going on here. Hey, this is Bill's Time Capsule today. If you want to go to Spotify, you can get the music right there, and it's dated today's date, which is the second day of May. Looking forward to the full month of May, and it's called Bill's Time Capsule. You can get it there. How about a little Bachman Turner Overdrive right here on 103.5 WLSP. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Whit, you still there? Valerie, you still there? I can't see who's online. Hey, Val.
You'll be out there at 5 a.m.? 5:30. 5:30. What did you need it for Lions Club? That so you can wrap chicken? Yeah, I had that too. Yeah. Did you have the other chicken? No. Did you have the salad? I did. What else is there? Or Friday, yeah. At noon, thank goodness. But I was trying to, I'm walking through a house and I'm getting nauseous. I didn't. Yeah. I'm over that. So I felt like I was wiped out Friday. I am gonna. I thought I had signed up again for the for WBA this week, but I guess I haven't. No, I want to go to the event. I want to go see the fire. There's like things happening on Thursday and Friday. WC. So that's this week. The WBA is just Saturday. Just the Saturday. So, alright, I'm gonna sign up for the other one. I'm gonna go. Hey, Laura. Good morning. Hey, when are we changing software?
As soon as
Oh, I thought we had those.
You gotta love ELO. I know I do. Do ya? I do. There's a band that you don't hear very often, or one that you probably don't think of very often, and I definitely, I just love that sound. And Jeff Lennon leading that, just a great, just great. I gotta tell you, I think so. Good sound that you should always keep around, right? For me, that was my the 70s. That's a good thing. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about real estate. Everybody's always asking me about real estate. I wonder why. But we talk about this market, and Dr. Rob was trying to touch on it a little bit, and he thinks it's going to go down. I'm telling you right now, it's not. The demand is still there, folks. And when you have, like Ann Baranski, just had a property, 77 showings. I'll bet she had 25 offers on that house. I mean, you've got 25 buyers in there, 24 that did not get a house, and they got to go move to the second one. And if you're in that 300 to 400 price range, that is the most competitive price range. Now, the naysayers, I love the naysayers out there, but let me just give you an idea for April, and I'm going to tear these numbers apart and really give you a better understanding of the numbers on Wednesday at 11 o'clock for the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. Join Laura Stanfield and I every Wednesday live at 11 o'clock, and I'm going to break down the numbers. I'm going to give you, and I'm going to tell you why, in detail, why you need to know those numbers. But in an overview, it gives you the ammunition, the information you need to go out and really make the best offer or best decisions possible, right? And I give you the information because I want you to know. We created the Real Estate Show to help educate and inform you on the processes of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. And I think it's working. From what I understand from people, you love the show, you like the details, you like some of the information that we gave you. We just came through affordable housing. I've got to get, I'll probably pull in maybe Mark Bremer or Bill Connors, or see if I can get Bob Yokish to come on. I want to talk about the study, the housing study, because I was really disappointed in the housing study. Not all of it, just some of the key parts of it, because it's dated, it's old, it's ridiculous. That we would tolerate paying a consultant $70 or $80,000, then they don't give us up-to-date information. Believe me, it's available. They just have to ask. And when you have people like Nick Conrad that was on the committee, he has that data, he has that information. They just have to ask him about it, right? Exactly. So let's talk about this. So right now the market was up a little bit. So we had 41 sales this year, or for April, which was just a few above the 38 from the previous year of April. So if the market's slowing down, our numbers aren't showing it. What it's saying is that sales are still happening. So 41 sales in the month of April. The average price, Sun Prairie, sit down, put your seatbelt on, and hang on to this. The average price was $431,990. That's a median price of $404,900. $404,900 is the median price in the month of April. When people were buying, it was at 102%. 102% of the asking price, and it was on the market a total of 17 days. That just tells you right there that things are moving fast and cash is still king. And there are strategies behind that, and you can check those out on Wednesday with Laura and I, and we're going to talk more about that. Now, of the 41 offers, 18, only 18, had competing offers. So a little over 40-some%, right? Yeah. If I divide that, carry them one, yeah, it's not too bad. So what I'm saying about that, and the reason I'm giving you those competing numbers, telling you about competing offers, is because everybody thinks that you have all these multiple offers. Well, when you have 43% of them had competing offers, right? Okay, so there were a few left in there that did not. Correct? You got me? You feel my pain? 23 of those houses that were sold last month did not have competing offers. Now, how do you know this? How are you gonna relate to this, I guess? Well, that's a good question, and we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. But you need a good realtor. If I were you, I would not go near a house to sell or to buy or sell without a realtor right now, because I know money's been left on the table. I can tell you and give you examples of all of that. And then for selling it, if you're using a discount broker, one of these $3,000 listing things or whatever, that's what they offer. That's how they present themselves. And you're not getting everything in there. Now, is it a little easier to sell houses right now? Yes, it is. But you still need to do things in a particular way to really pull the full value out of the market and what's going on. So you really got to be on your game on this, and so can't wait to talk about it more on Wednesday. A little bit of a tease, right? Yeah, this market's getting so bad that realtors are fighting each other and bad-mouthing each other and pointing fingers, and you coulda, shoulda, woulda, doulda, and it's getting ridiculous. But anyway, hey, Whitney McMahon says, were you talking about family heirlooms? I dozed off, and that is what my brain processed. Got home very late from a weekend in D.C. Well, you didn't take me. Yes, I was talking about heirlooms. I was talking about our genealogy. I was talking about our history, our family histories. I was talking about how important it is to maintain that, especially for our kiddos. And I think it's important. So we have a group here in Sun Prairie that they're going to talk about the German heritage of Sun Prairie, and they're asking for people to share some of their heirlooms with them. And I don't know about you, Whitney, but for me, it is our family Bibles, and I've got a bunch of them. Even our Masonic Bibles from my grandfather and his rites, as they're called. So it's kind of cool. But I think that's all important. But I think it's a generational thing too. I don't know if our kids are into that. It's like, I don't know. It's just not that way. It's not as important to them. And when I say it's not important to them, I think it's because it's maybe we didn't stress the importance of that at all. But who knows? Who knows, right? So what do you think about that? Yeah, I agree. Hey, I do want to let everybody know about this. I forgot about this announcement, and I do apologize for it. Hey, the Sun Prairie Lions Bike Rodeo is going to be this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. It's going to be at Bird Elementary, and anyone's invited. Yep. Announcing the 2022 Sun Prairie Lions Bike Safety Rodeo is being held at C.H. Bird Elementary School, and register in the school's cafeteria before 10 a.m. The event occurs on the west side of the building. All bicycles able students in 1st through 5th grade in the Sun Prairie School District are invited to participate. So don't forget about that. Write that down, would you? And ride there and then come down to a farmer's market and see me down there, right? I think that would be fun. Don't you? Yeah, Whitney McMahon again saying, no, they're not. Hey, Melissa, good morning. Glad to see that you're on here. Heirlooms just aren't as important. I've got pocket watches. I've got tie clips. I actually have the football from which was given out as an award from my grandfather when he played football, and it's engraved with his name. It's a little bitty thing. It got his name on there, and then it has the year and all that, and that went onto their varsity jackets. Varsity jackets, there you go, letter jackets as they're called here, I reckon, is that, the letter and everything. the number of, oh my gosh, I had boxes full of medals and ribbons and all that stuff. That was hilarious. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Creative Memories. That's a good one. There's also another company, and I can't think of the name of it. But what I was talking about earlier, Whitney, was that I'm going to actually videotape my father. I'm going to interview him and talk to him about his life and all that. So we have something that we can share in there. Talked about my Packers, and I'm excited about them. Don't forget about Sunshine Supper tonight. We have, I can't remember the name of the group. It starts at 5 o'clock. We'll go till 6, and we're still doing the drive-through. There are talks of going back inside, but there are no firmed plans for that. We're concerned about taking care of both folks. When I did a survey not too long ago, over 60% of the people that came through had never been inside before. And Matt Steinmetz, I still have my Letterman's jacket from 2010. I have mine from '79, which I got as a freshman, and my son has his at 2013 for swimming and football. But so don't forget to come down to Sunshine Supper tonight and visit and grab a meal. I will not be there. I'm off that week. I'll be there next Monday, and you can drive through and say hi and see me, but don't forget, it's a great time. Looking forward to Farmers Market this Saturday. Join me. I'll be down there between 7 and 7:30, and we'll go to probably about 10 o'clock and introducing all the different people. Sarah Wells will have her on the air and just have a good old time. It's the start of our Farmers Market season, so it's kind of exciting, I think. Oh, thanks, Whitney. Truck Lagoon, we got to talk about it because I would very much like to do that. Absolutely. So let's go back to some music. I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great Monday, and don't forget to come back and see me on Wednesday, and I'm going to tell you all about the housing market and what's going on out there. People have been calling it crazy. I don't choose to use that word. It's challenging. But if you are having problems buying a house and you're not being successful, maybe you need to look at who's helping you. And if I can give you information about that, reach out to me. You can text me at 608-575-6731. You can go to bill@thebakerrealtygroup.com. Or you can go to Facebook and you can message me there. It's just like going to a doctor. Everybody's a little bit different, and so when you have the secret recipe, everybody wants it. So you should check it out. All right. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. How about a little bit of Journey to get us off this Monday? And happy May. I'm glad we're here. April showers, spring flowers. What do May flowers bring? Oh, yeah, pilgrims. Bad joke. See ya. Have a great day, everybody. Whitney, you didn't have the money for your jacket? Girl, you should have told me. I would have bought it for you. I think the girls' jackets back there in Dundee, they were weird. Hey, Valerie, you still on? If you're on, do you still have your letter jacket? You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with me today. I appreciate it, and thanks for being on. I'm trying to get Rob used to radio and everything that goes on with it and how that works. I need to know about Truck Lagoon, Whit, and more information about it. Valerie, you don't have your jacket? Where is it? Did you get rid of it? Did you trash it? What did you do with it? You gave it to a guy. That's what you did. All right, guys, I'm out of here. So hope you're doing well, and stay in touch, would you? Catch me on Wednesday, would you? And then we're going to happen on also